We so often think of the cloud and artificial intelligence as this invisible, weightless magic, right? Like it's just floating up there in the ether. But today, we're completely breaking that illusion. We are going to expose the massive, resource-hungry physical footprint that these invisible digital tools are actually creating, right here on the ground.
Just listen to Carlos Janis. He lives right next to one of these massive facilities in Virginia, and he says it's not something that you just hear, it's something that you just feel. You can even hear the windows vibrate. It's wild. Our internet and our AI have a profound physical cost, and unfortunately, local residents are the ones paying for it with their health and their sleep.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our agenda for this explainer. We'll cover data centers and residents' pain, the constant noise and health impacts, the cooling tech and resource consumption, the energy crisis, and finally, the rise of AI and what the future holds.
Section 1. Data centers and residents' pain. Let's look at the very real human element of this tech boom.
For locals like Donna and Carlos, living next to these gigantic windowless tech warehouses isn't just some minor annoyance you can ignore. The daily impacts are incredibly severe. We're talking about chronic machinery noise causing intense sleep deprivation and constant vibrations that actually trigger physical anxiety. Add in the very real fear of plummeting property values, and you've got a chronic source of both mental and physical stress.
Section 2. Constant noise and health impacts. Let's see exactly what's causing this severe acoustic distress.
This anecdote really hits hard. Carlos's 7-year-old son recently woke up from a nightmare, terrified, saying, "Dad, there's a spaceship outside." That is just chilling, right? It perfectly illustrates how this 24/7 industrial drone is literally invading the safety of quiet neighborhoods and deeply affecting child psychology and well-being. So what is the science behind this? Where is this spaceship noise actually coming from? Well, when servers process massive amounts of data, they overheat. It's that simple. To prevent a complete meltdown, cooling systems have to suck out the hot air, and chilled water absorbs the heat. Finally, massive exhaust vents on the roof blow out all that hot air, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Those relentless roof fans are what create that constant industrial drone communities are forced to endure.
Section 3. Cooling tech and resource consumption. The hardware required here is staggering.
We constantly call it the cloud, but as we've seen, our data actually exists as zettabytes on physical servers down here on Earth. A zettabyte is 1 trillion gigabytes of data. Processing and storing that unimaginable amount of information generates massive, massive heat, and that requires an equally massive amount of physical resources just to cool it down.
And this right here illustrates the core of the problem. A regular server cabinet uses about 5 to 10 kilowatts of power. But an AI GPU cabinet, that requires 70 to 100 kilowatts. That's a massive leap. Exponentially more power means these AI chips run vastly hotter, demanding significantly more energy and water just to keep from overheating. Which leads us to this jaw-dropping number, 1.83 billion gallons. That isn't the water consumption of an entire city. No way. That is the estimated annual water usage for just one single proposed Microsoft data center campus in Arizona.
And here is the staggering paradox. Nearly 43% of top U.S. data centers are literally located in areas already facing high or extremely high water stress. Drought-stricken regions are seeing incredible pressure placed on local water supplies, like the Colorado River, all just to keep server farms from overheating.
Section 4. Energy crisis and environmental damage. How does this affect the power grid? Look. Tech giants frequently pledge to reach 100% renewable energy and water-positive operations by 2030. But impartially speaking, the reality on the ground paints a very different picture. Surging energy demands are actually delaying the closure of coal plants in places like Nebraska. And for backup power, these centers rely on thousands of diesel generators that spew massive pollution right into the local environment. Ultimately, it's everyday citizens footing the bill for this tremendous grid strain. In Virginia alone, the necessary grid upgrades to handle this will cost an estimated $103 billion. The sheer scale of this electricity demand threatens to spike local residents' power bills by up to 50%. Section 5. Rise of AI and the future. What's coming next? Department of Energy data shows that back in 2023, data centers consumed about 4% of total U.S. electricity. But with the AI boom, that's projected to skyrocket to 12% in the near future. Artificial intelligence is rapidly swallowing massive chunks of the entire American power grid. By 2028,
These AI-driven data centers could consume a mind-blowing 600 terawatt-hours of power annually. To put it simply, this unprecedented level of demand is going to fundamentally rewrite local landscapes and economies across the country.
So we leave you with this absolutely crucial question. Is the unprecedented growth of AI worth the hidden costs to our communities, our water, and our health? It's up to us to weigh the incredible digital convenience we enjoy against the very real physical toll happening on the ground. Thanks for joining us for this explainer. See you next time.